What's up? I'm going to review a what I eat in a day video by the Mommy Vegan.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor, also known as the Mommy Vegan. Happy Easter
That's a lot of
Sunday. I
makeup.
hope you guys have such an amazing day with your family. In today's video, I am back with another what I eat in a day for breakfast,
Is that her real voice or is she acting? It's kind of hard to listen to.
lunch, and dinner on the Starch solution. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you stopped by. Please consider subscribing because I upload new videos every single week on my channel, and when I hit 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to be releasing my recipe ebook. In the recipe ebook, I'm going to be sharing all of the popular recipes from my channel. Today's recipes are going to be super delicious. I'm super excited about the
This is kind
dinner
of sad.
recipe I'm going to share, so make sure you stay tuned for that. If you don't know a little bit about my weight loss journey, I lost 70 pounds in 7 months in 2020, and since about October of 2020, I have been maintaining my weight on.
She used to look like a normal woman. Now that she's fitter, all of the makeup, she just seems fake.
A high-carb, low-fat, oil-free diet. And I love coming up with super simple recipes for you guys to try out at home. I make sure to keep them extremely easy, only a few steps, because I want to make this lifestyle attainable. If you guys are interested in chatting with me one-on-one, I do offer personal coaching calls. I love talking to you guys, hearing about your journeys, and giving you guys advice to really take your weight loss to the next level. So if that interests you at all, please DM me on Instagram at @TheMommyVegan and follow me over there too. And you can also reach out to me on my email. All of my info for coaching calls will be in.
At first I felt sorry for her, but now that I see that she's trying to scam people, not so much. She just seems like a vegan YouTuber wannabe.
In the description. Please give this video a big thumbs up. I would appreciate that so much. For breakfast, I'm going to be having chocolate PB2 baked oat muffins. These are so delicious. So you're going to need a blender, and I'm using 3 cups of dried rolled oats. And then I'm going to be putting in a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. I'm also going to be adding 1 banana and 2.5 cups of oat milk. Blend that in the blender until the consistency looks like this. Then
You've got slime made out of oats, which are just fiber and sugar, no micronutrients, cacao powder, which has some caffeine and other toxins, of course, because it's just ground up beans. What else can you expect from it? And the banana, again, fiber and sugar, really just empty sugar, essentially.
I'm going to make my PB2, taking a 1/2 cup of PB2 and mixing it with water. And then after I do that, I'm going to put some PB2 in the center of each muffin. After that, I'm going to take the muffin mixture again and fill it up the rest of the way. Then
Is this diet basically just an excuse to eat junk food all day?
before I put them in the oven, I'm going to sprinkle some dark chocolate chips on top. Then I'm going to put them in
More
the oven
caffeine
at
or what?
350 for 20 minutes. I'm also going to be steaming some cabbage with my muffins. I highly suggest doing the 50-50 plate in the morning if you are in the weight loss process. These muffins are super delicious and they are a great treat if you are wanting something sweet. For reference, I ate 3 of these muffins along with my cabbage. For lunch, I'm going to keep.
Okay, so she ate sugar and fiber only. If that's the only thing that you eat, then you could actually lose weight, of course, because it's starvation. You're not actually getting any nutrients that sustain your body, lets you maintain your weight, fat, or muscle. And then cabbage, which again is empty fiber, it's indigestible. Basically, it's the same as models who eat tissues just to fill themselves up. Same thing.
It's super simple, and I'm just going to have some oil-free fries with a side of kale. So I have 3 russet potatoes. These were already pre-steamed in my Instant Pot, so I'm just going to cut them in fries. I'm going to be taking some onion salt and some Cajun seasoning, and I'm just going to toss that around, make sure to coat all of the fries, and then I'm going to put them in at 400 for about 25 minutes. And I'm going to.
It's good that the fries are oil-free, but not because you would be getting fat from them or gaining any kind of weight, because those kind of oils are indigestible, of course, what most people use nowadays, the vegetable oils, obviously. But actually it's good because you won't be getting the typical problems with your arteries, as most people do nowadays, when you combine vegetable oils with fries, which are just empty carbs.
To be stopping the air fryer and shaking them up a bit every now and then so they get really done. I am just going to steam some kale, which is super easy, and then I'm just going to put some apple cider vinegar on top of my kale.
Of course you put the apple cider vinegar on top of it because you in some way want to try to swallow the garbage. And I'm actually surprised how intact it looks, because most people would cook it so that it's unrecognizable. You're pretty brave for doing that.
Then I'm going to be dipping my fries into this Carolina tangy gold barbecue sauce. It's so delicious. This is a super easy and quick meal that I have for lunch a lot.
It's kind of the same as the cabbage, the kale, except that the kale is extremely toxic and loaded with goitrogens, for example, and other poisons.
I give a ton of weight loss tips and advice all about staying on track, staying consistent, how to break plateaus, how to lose more weight. So I have tons of informational videos on that. I just want to say thank you so much for all of your support. It truly means so much to me. I never imagined that my channel would grow. I just wanted to come on here and help others have the same success that I had. I wanted to tell them about the Starch solution and how it's completely changed my health and my weight. And it makes me so happy to see that so many of you guys have taken my advice, or you have made some of my recipes, and that it has helped you along your journey. That truly makes me so happy.
She's so naive and manipulated, but at the same time, I think that this channel is more about feeding her ego, but that's just what I see.
And I am here to help always. So remember, I do offer the personal coaching calls. You can let me know if you want to do that.
Yeah,
That's
you already said
the best way
that.
to get your questions answered. If you have a lot of questions and you want to chat that one-on-one, highly suggest booking a personal coaching call.
We get
I
it.
really enjoyed the muffins for breakfast. It was like a little dessert, and I really like having super sweet things in the morning. For some reason, that's just my favorite thing to do. So make sure to let me know if you try out the muffins. Seriously, you're not going to be disappointed. So delicious, and definitely a fun change from the regular oatmeal that I do.
But how do you want to help people and then suggest eating muffins in the morning, even if you make them yourselves? They're not any healthier than any other ones, because it's still muffins. It's still just empty fiber and sugar, which causes malnutrition. And actually, because of the anti-nutrients, you lose nutrients in the body.
Normally have. And normally I like to keep it super simple for lunch because I'm normally running errands or I'm out and about. So I like to come home and make something super simple. So that's why I stuck with the basic fries and a non-starchy side. Now let's get into the yummy dinner recipe. So good. I'm excited for you guys to see it.
Oh boy,
For dinner,
she's acting like crazy.
Indian-inspired Bombay potatoes with white rice and a side of
From
broccoli.
India,
I'm going to be using 4
my country,
potatoes.
innit?
These are going to be raw, and I'm cutting them up into tiny chunks. I'm going to be using 1 small white onion that I'm going to chop. I'm also using a little nub of ginger that I'm going to peel and grate. And I'm also going to be mincing 3 garlic cloves. After I have done that, I'm going to add that to a large saucepan, and I'm just going to add a little bit of water, and then I'm going to let these saute until they are translucent
It's good that she's not eating them raw. They're super toxic.
and tender. I'm going to be using 1 tablespoon of curry, 1.5 teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, 2 teaspoons of thyme, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/2 teaspoon of allspice.
Okay, all of these spices are toxic. If she would eat them raw and in a little bit higher quantities, then you could actually die from it. Otherwise, you may get a severe allergic reaction. That's how bad they are. If you cook it, you destroy a lot of the toxins. That's just what heat does to the chemicals. And this is the only reason that people get away with eating this garbage nowadays.
Then I'm going to add all of those spices to the large saucepan with my garlic, ginger, and onions. I am also adding a little bit of water. After I've done that, I'm going to add these small potato cubes, and I'm going to make sure that all of the spices.
Also, spices act as drugs in the body. Your body creates certain chemicals when you eat them, but really it's just a stressful reaction to what you're doing.
Cover those. Then I'm going to add 1 can of chickpeas that I drained and rinsed into the large saucepan. I'm also going to be adding a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. So I'm going to mix that in, and then I'm going to add 1 cup of water to the
Looks like a meat imitation. Your real cravings are shining through.
saucepan, and I'm then going to put a teaspoon of better than bouillon vegetable base. This is going to give it some really great flavor. Now I'm going to let this simmer on the stove for a little while my potatoes soften and my sauce thickens. While that is cooking, I'm going to put some rice into the Instant Pot. I'm just going to put equal parts of white rice along with water. That is going to be in the Instant Pot for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to let it naturally release for 10. I also decided to steam some broccoli as my non-starchy side.
Of course. How can you have a meal without more goitrogens? Yeah, at first I felt sorry for her, but really this is just incredibly dangerous. Probably a lot of mothers are watching this, then they may decide to feed it to their children, and then of course the mainstream backs them up and tells them that all of these vegetables are healthy, even though they are man-made. They don't exist in nature. They are full of toxins. They are indigestible for the most part anyway, even if you would want to get something out of them.
So now it's done. The potatoes are tender and the sauce has thickened up. It took about 15 minutes. This was a super delicious meal. Let me know if you try it. I hope you guys have such an amazing Easter Sunday with your family, and I will see you in my next one.
Really got sick of the acting in the end. The starch solution, as I already said, is all about starving your body from so many nutrients to the point where, of course, you're going to lose weight. You're going to lose muscle and fat. And that's seen as healthy. That's what the mainstream says, and that's what all of the vegans say nowadays. Plants don't have over 50 nutrients. When you don't eat any kind of animal foods, you're of course gonna get crazy cravings. If all that you eat are plants loaded with carbohydrates and fiber, then of course you're gonna overeat on that garbage, and that overall destroys your health. When you're not getting so many micronutrients, your body never signals you that you're in any way satisfied. So this is what leads to eating disorders, which is what she and anybody who promotes the starch solution is promoting. Eat your natural diet of raw animal foods, then you won't get these weird cravings, as she was showing at the end of the video. Of course, she doesn't realize it, but that's just what happens when you starve your body. It will subconsciously make you create all of these recipes which will try to imitate animal foods, even if it's just the color or something savory, which vegans crave all of the time. Thanks for watching, guys.